So hey guys, it's your girl Glamazante and I'm back with another video. And today's video is way different than anything I've ever done on this channel. So for everybody over here, this is my main channel, but I also have like 3 channels. I don't know if y'all know I got 3 YouTube channels, and 2 of those channels are vlogging channels. I've been an active vlogger on YouTube for maybe about 7 years now, and that sounds crazy to say, but about 7 years, child. So I have through the years went through so many different cameras. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 4 different cameras that I have personally used on YouTube and telling you what my experiences was with them, what I think the best cameras are for the best price, and some pros and cons of each of these cameras. Now keep in mind, I'm not no type of camera expert. Everything that I have learned is basically just off me trial and error, using the camera, fidgeting around with it. I might not use the best terms, but I'm pretty much a layman's term type of girl. You want to do vlogging, great quality, and also get the most for your money. This is definitely the video for you, so stay tuned. The first camera I want to get into is the Sony ZV-1. Now, this camera was one of the first vlogging cameras that I used. It came out in 2020. It actually has a mic on top of here, and then it also came with like a little fuzz ball, and that is to help with sound of diffusing all the outside noise and canceling it out, so it basically focuses really on your voice. Now, this was very much so a point and shoot camera. It pretty much was you put your battery in, start pointing and shooting. Now, this one, the lens is not detachable, but you just turn it on and the actual lens comes out. Now, one of the things I did notice with using this camera was that it wasn't the biggest on having a wide lens. So what I ended up doing is buying an adapter off of Amazon, and it just is like almost like a lens that you kind of just stick onto the front. It would have me with that wide frame. Now, it also had something that I really love, and that is like a staple in all my cameras. It had a flip screen. So if you wanted to, you can actually keep it this way or leave it like this. But my personal favorite was to have it like this, so when I'm vlogging, I can actually see myself and everything that's going on. The battery is actually detached, so it is not in it. You could technically charge the camera in the battery, but you would also have to have a few of these little batteries to the side, and you can just use a battery charger. It just depends on your preference. With me, I did always have maybe like 3 to 4 extra batteries. I would just buy them off Amazon and I would change them out because I felt like with this camera at first, the battery life on it was very good, but then it just started kind of depleting after use. As far as the zoom on it, it had a really good zoom. I will say that I did like the quality of when you zoomed in, the quality didn't really deplete, as well as when you were zooming out. Everything kind of seemed to be the best quality, and the focus on it that everyone loves about this camera is that it has like a smooth beauty filter type of vibe. So when you would vlog with it, if you're a person that's like insecure about your skin or you just don't want all your imperfections to show, you could boost up the smoothness so it wouldn't be as harsh and the clarity wouldn't be as clean on your face, but the quality of everything else would be clean. So the beauty filter would honestly give you like almost just a tad bit of a smooth effect. To me, it didn't really have the most features, honestly, but it still did get the job done. But I will say, with me being a vlogger and I bought it from Best Buy, I definitely had to always get the warranty for it, because for some reason, every time I would get to like the 1-year mark of using this camera, it would be something that would go wrong with it or something that would mess up with it. And then I would have to send the camera off to Best Buy or Sony. They would send it back to me in like 2 weeks and give me a new camera. And as far as with the settings, it wasn't that, the settings aren't that detailed, but what I do notice is the ISO and all the other settings, as you're vlogging, it will adjust to the lighting. So if I'm on really high bright lighting, it would adjust to make it a little bit more of a natural look on the camera. When I'm in dark lighting, it would kind of adjust a little bit. It wouldn't give you like night vision or nothing like that, but it was, you know, it would adjust. It does shoot in 4K. That's what I stream to. That's what I strive to shoot everything in, is 4K. I don't think it was bad for stabilization at all. With vlogging, it wasn't like when I would edit post, I would be like, oh my God, it's so shaky. It didn't really give me that vibes. So it kind of is one of the things where if you're not the best blogger and you're just getting into it and you want something that's going to kind of adapt to the settings or wherever you're at and you just want to start shooting, this would be great for that as well. Do I think this camera is good? I will honestly give it maybe like a 7 out of 10. You can't really take pictures with it with flash because it doesn't have a flash on this camera. So you would just be taking pictures with no flash or nothing like that. So for the dual purpose of being a content creator and vlogging, I think it's more so great for vlogging, but you're still gonna have to take pictures on your phone because it's not gonna really equip that way. And also, if I'm not answering something you guys need to know, comment it below and I'll make sure I stay in the comments and answer any questions because I know I might not touch on everything and I'm just doing it from my standpoint of being a vlogger. Y'all, so this is me filming on the Sony ZV-1 camera. It's kind of like a crop lens a little bit, but this is what she's given. We're shooting in 4K HD. I do not have the beauty filter on right now, but I will turn it on just so you guys can see exactly what that looks like. So the camera we have now is the Canon Powershot V10. This camera is known for its really, really small and sleek design. Like everybody loved it. I was going crazy over it. It came out in 2023. And the price point is only like $400. So it is more affordable than all the cameras I'm going to talk about today. It does have a little flip up screen. That is like one of the things I need to see myself. I need to see myself if I'm going to be filming or recording. And it also has this little stand down here so it can sit up like its own little tripod. And the great thing about it is if you also still want to put it on a tripod, you have the connector piece right here where you can screw it in on your tripod and actually have it standing up. The thing about this camera I feel like is its durability. I've had it for almost a year. I have no problems with like technical issues. I had no problems with it being like very sensitive. Compared to all the other cameras, I feel like this one is the most durable just because it has that very sleek design and it also reminds you of like a cell phone. You can just slip it in your pocket, slip it in your purse. I have dropped it. I've dropped all my cameras, honestly, and it hasn't messed up at all. It also is a camera that gets straight to the point. Now, at the top of it, it does have 2 mics. Now, it does have like, you know, the little fuzz balls to kind of cancel out any outside light noise. Girl, every time I get them, I lose them. So, I don't know. She's somewhere in the wind. But this camera, I said the other one is more so like it gets straight to the point and it just shoots. I will say that this camera, you literally turn the camera on and just hit the record button and you start shooting. This definitely doesn't have all the elaborate features or any of those things. One thing I will say I did not really care for with this camera is the zoom. When it zooms in, it reminds me of like an old 90s VHS type of camera. Like it's not the best and it's not a very smooth in and out. It's more of like a jumpy thing. But when you just film with it just straight on the raw setting of it, it's perfectly fine. It does have filters inside of this camera that I absolutely don't use. It reminds me of like old Instagram or old MySpace filters that is like, you know, tungsten, black and white, all those things. Not stuff that I tend to really use on a regular basis. So that was pointless for me. And you can take photos on it. And the biggest one of why I honestly stopped using this camera was due to stabilization. If you are vlogging with this camera, you can walk, but you cannot be walking very much a lot and your hand has to be pretty stable. You know, when you walk and you vlog, you kind of like might move a little bit, that's fine. But when it gets to like picking up a little speed, like if you really got to walk fast or you really trying to move around a lot, I would prefer with this camera, you stay stabilized. Like, hey guys, I'm about to go in this store. This is the store and this, that, and this, that. Like you're moving the camera, not necessarily your body. When you move the camera, you show the story going and then do that. And then you might show the pan and stuff. But the other way of vlogging is just walking and talking, just moving around. This camera is not big on stabilization at all. The stabilization on this camera is not that good. And that was something that kind of turned me off from it. Initially with just filming and talking and just sitting and stationary, it works great. Like just to be like this and then get to your next location and talk like this. And then I want to show y'all the clothes and I'm gonna just pin it like that. I feel like that was fine. But when I just wanted to move around freely and just talk, it was very like, maybe seasick type vibes. Like when I would use it, when I would watch my vlogs on a phone, I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal because it's a small screen. But when I would watch my vlogs on the TV, I realized just how jumpy it was. And I think this camera is great for like if you want to go in concerts or you want to do stuff that people can't really know what it is and it's more discreet. I like that too. And I like the durability of it. When I vlog on vacation, this is like my backup camera that I'll bring with me because if that other camera stops working, this is the camera that I'm going to start using. So it'll get the job done. The battery is not detachable. If you have Like, if this camera's not charged, you don't have a battery. Like, and it takes the C port charge. That's the newest one that comes out. So with this, you have to make sure your camera's charged before you leave the house. Or you can charge it with your car charger in the car with the cord. But this does not have a detachable battery at all. So if she's dead, you gotta let her sit up somewhere and charge again. And something else this camera is great for is if you wanna use it as a webcam. So if I'm doing web cam videos or going live on YouTube, you can actually use this as a camera if you plug it into your computer, and it'll ask you if you wanna use this as the camera, and you can just stream everything through here. Overall for this camera, I'm giving it a cool rating of like a 7.5 because it is fairly cool. But if you're like trying to get into your advanced vlogging bag, like you kind of going to be like, okay, I'm past these features, I'm over it. But it is small, convenient, and easy to access, especially for a new vlog. So last but not least, this is the camera that I have been using to vlog everything, y'all. I've been vlogging everything on this camera. Let's get into it. So this is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This camera came out in 2024. This is the camera that I've been using for the last couple months. So I was like, okay, now I feel comfortable enough to give the girls a little insight on the camera. I'm gonna give y'all the insight on the camera. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased, but I love this camera. This is my favorite camera. All my vlogs have been shot with this camera. So some things that I like about this camera is I was looking for something with a little bit more stabilization. So I went from the Canon Powershot v10 to this camera. And I love the fact that this camera has a 3-axis gimbal on it. So it's very, very smooth shots. It's super seamless. So even if I'm running up and down a hallway or jumping, everything is very smooth. It isn't like a seasick or it makes your viewer feel like they're shaking up. It doesn't do that at all. So that is like the biggest thing that separates this camera from all the other ones is the 3-axis gimbal, because it's like giving you that high quality, seamless move around that you would normally get with using a huge DSLR camera and a gimbal, you know? So it's all up inside of here. Now this camera also is great for content creators like me because it shoots in 4K. It shoots in 4K when it's horizontal. That's the highest quality that this camera offers. And then if you want to, you can switch it into shooting for reels. So when you turn the camera on, and I also have two. I have two. Let's get into it. So I want to show y'all. So this is the camera. I actually have a cover on it, so don't pay that any mind. But if you want to, you can turn the camera on by turning it sideways, and this basically allows the camera to go into YouTube mode. Basically horizontal, I'm shooting YouTube videos. Now, if I want to change and turn this into shooting for reels, like Instagram reels, TikTok reels, YouTube shorts, all you have to do is turn it sideways, hit continue, and then you can literally use it to shoot reels. Now with this, I do like to flip the camera and basically just move it around. It is very smooth, seamless, like no types of issues at all. I love this camera. And one thing I do like is the camera does face this way, but if I would like it to immediately, I can turn the camera to face me so that I can see exactly what I need to see and then flip it back around to face you guys. This camera, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, she's done her biggest one. I was actually really shocked at this camera. Now the settings on it, they have pretty good settings. Panorama, where it basically can give you a very, very like wide screen. You can take photos with this camera. You can do regular video, low lighting, slow-mo, and you can do time lapse. And those are all things we're super familiar with by using an iPhone, clearly. The DJI price point for this camera is about like $580 to $90. Now this battery life on it is not that bad, but I also will not say it's all that good either. Now I can continuously shoot throughout the day and get a good amount of content in, but if I kind of am ODing, let's say I'm on vacation and I'm really trying to go in on it, I will also need to have an extra battery. The extra battery, I have a cover on it. This is the actual battery. You can purchase all these extra accessories on Amazon if you just want to get the camera without getting the creator combo. But if you want to go on Best Buy and actually get the creator combo, then this should come in it. If I'm not mistaken, if I am, I'll correct myself right here. This is the extra battery life. This has 100% battery life. This has 100% as well. This will probably get you maybe 3 hours of shooting, 2.5 to 3 hours, depending how you're shooting. And then this will definitely get you to about 2.5 hours of shooting. So once this is dying, I just kind of clip it in on the bottom. And then now this is it using the extended battery. Next, the audio on this camera isn't that bad. It's not that bad at all. I just feel like as I grow as a content creator, I would just prefer to have a more crispier sound due to certain shots. So I will use that DJI mic, and it does come in a creator combo. This mic works phenomenal. It's great for when you're outside. It also, one thing I love is when I'm at a restaurant and it's a lot of music and I want to still vlog and talk. If I clip this on, it cancels out all the music, all that noise. I literally can clip this on and talk, or I can hold it and talk, and you don't hear any of those music in the background, because that way I won't get a copyright strike for my vlogs. So I love this mic, definitely worth the buy. This is the video with the regular audio that comes with the built-in camera, and this is the adapter that I have. I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn it on, and it should automatically connect. It's just that easy. Turned it on. I've already Bluetoothed them, synced them together, but moving forward, all you have to do is literally turn it on and then they sync immediately up. So now I'm speaking on the battery that comes with the adjustable. I'm speaking on the battery that I bought separately that comes with it. You can literally put it right here. I can speak normal, and I can control how bright it is, how loud it is, and all those things. So yeah. Also, here's my new spooky nails. Hope you guys like them, and this is what they look like. This is really good for when you're vlogging and moving around, because literally you can fully hear me. And like I said, at restaurants, it's actually really good because it cancels out all the noise behind it, and everybody can hear you loud and clear with no music, so you don't get no copyright strike. It does have two features on it that I don't really use often, but when I do get the chance to use them, it does make for cool footage. It has a 90-degree spin filter, and it also has a 180-degree spin filter. I say filter because you honestly can just put it on and then it'll spin out, and it makes really cool. It gives a new dynamic that you don't really see often on camera. So you don't use it often, but when you do get the chance to use it, it does add a little, je ne sais quoi to your video. This camera, as well as the other Canon, you can go live streaming on here. I have not actually tried that feature out, but you can live stream on this. It doesn't zoom in a lot to me. Like when I was at a concert and I really wanted to zoom in close, it didn't let me zoom in as close as it would on my other cameras that I have, as far as the Sony. You can take this little case and I can just sit it inside of the middle of this. Oops. And then this will be the protection for the case. Pull it off, and this is how it is, because this is a hard case, so it doesn't get messed with. I don't just stick this in my purse. It's just too much, because this still kind of moves around. You want to keep everything the way it's supposed to be, so I just try to protect it by any means possible. So overall, I'm not going to hold y'all. I love this camera. I will give it a 9.5 to 9.5 out of 10. And the reason I won't give it a full 10 is because, you can take photos with it, but I feel like I'm looking for everything you can do in one sitting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And let me know if you have any questions. Also check the link in the bio so you guys can get the cameras link below. It will be my affiliate link, so I do get a percentage of whatever you purchase, but it does not raise the amount for you at all by any means. And also under each description of the camera, I will have some vlogs that I filmed that camera, and so you guys can actually see exactly what I'm talking about and get a gist of it for yourself. So I hope this helped. Y'all know I'm a little out of my element, but at the end of the day, I want to put the girls down on T, and who better to do it than me? So I'll see you guys. Mwah.